Hello everyone, welcome to the IAS Mentor World History series. In this video, we are going to start chapter number 12. That is the first topic of this Cold War. This is the chapter we are going to start. In that first topic, Cold War. We are about to finish World History series. So far we have covered up to World War II. The rest of the parts are about what happened in the world after Second World War. UPSC mentioned that important events since 18th century, mid of 18th century, that is Industrial Revolution onwards. Whatever topics we have covered, UPSC has touched these elements. Whatever is going to be discussed after Second World War, they naturally integrate with the current affairs. That's why for understanding current affairs, we are covering. Let's start with Cold War. What is this Cold War? I will show you a map. You see this? Broadly, if you observe, two colors are visible. One is red color, another one is blue color. Here we have to make our Indian territory, Pakistan occupied Kashmir and Chinese occupied Kashmir. They belong to India, but you can see the map. That is how the technology is not in our hand. That's why our maps are also not in our hand when it comes to global maps. One of the reasons for this also Cold War. Let us see what happened during Cold War and why it happened. And first of all, what is Cold War? Entire world divided into two camps. One camp believed in communism, one camp believed in capitalism. In previous classes, we have already seen rise of capitalism and rise of communism also. After Second World War, the ideological difference became very intense. When it comes to hot war, means military is mobilized and direct confrontation. Direct confrontation. If two people are fighting, if two countries go for war, then those two countries fight with each other. But when it comes to Cold War, the real competitors will not fight directly. They fight indirectly. Always danger of direct confrontation will be there. Danger of direct confrontation. Till the time it is not direct confrontation, but fighting through their proxy wars. It is called Cold War. Indirect war, proxy war, imminent danger of direct war, but not yet started direct war, ideological war. Ideologically different. Before enter into the hot war, Cold War is fought. This became very common term after Second World War. After Second World War, in 1945, World War II ended. When it comes to World War II, Germany, Italy, and Japan, they formed one group. They are called fascist powers who wanted to expand. In the process, they expanded also. It affected the interest of other group, UK, USA, USSR. France is also there. Now, after the war, they got all defeated. Now, they themselves came under foreign occupation. Foreign occupation. United Kingdom, even though it is on the winning side, this got defeated. They won. They finally emerged victorious. But their economy collapsed. Military collapsed. Morale collapsed. No money, no military, no morale. Same, no money, no military, and no morale. But two countries which survived this allied forces are USA and USSR. Sorry. They became superpowers. That means even though they are on winning side, European powers collapsed. USA and USSR became two superpowers. They became superpowers. They were friends. They were friends in war. But before World War I, one of the reasons for the rise of fascist leaders in these countries, one of the reasons is appeasement policy, fear of communism. Who is the leader of communism? USSR. That means before Second World War, already there is some kind of friction between communism, other countries. These countries are following capitalism. Capitalism and communism go against each other because the ideology of communism is to destroy communism. Because communism is creating inequalities, slums, poverty, inequality. Only some people are rich, majority poor. That should go. Exploiting class is created by capitalism. Exploited class should overthrow it. That is the communism ideology itself. When Hitler is against communism, he was encouraged. When Mussolini is against communism, he was encouraged. What we are discussing? Causes. After World War II, two camps emerged, but the roots are going back to before World War I. Appeasement policy, rise of fascist powers lay in the fear of communism. But why? How come when there is that kind of fear of communism, hatred about communism, how come capitalist countries joined hands with communism? Because Germany attacked USSR also. Germany attacked others also. Germany attacked USSR also. That's why they all had a common enemy. When there was a common enemy, they joined hands and they became successful. They were friends in war, but not friends in peace. Once again, after Second World War, now enemy removed, once again the problem emerged. The ideology of communism is to overthrow capitalism, but United Kingdom, USA, France, they are all thriving over capitalism. In their respective countries also, people demanded USSR style of government. Lockouts are there, trade unions are there, protests are there, strikes are there. People started demanding for the rights of the peasants, rights of the people, rights of the workers. When that is happening, now in their respective countries, people started blaming the mother country of this ideology, that is USSR. And the person who created this ideology communism, Karl Marx. That's how they wanted to take out the roots of this problem. Now, as a result, what happened? The people within these countries who are encouraged by Russian Revolution became enemies in their own country. They look for the leadership of USSR. Now it becomes like what? Within a nation, some people are looking for leadership of that country parliament, that country senate, that country president, that country prime minister. But some people did not like that setup. They want a Russian leadership. Now within your own country, you are going to become anti-national. You are going to create some kind of law and order trouble for welfare of peasants and workers. And the prime ministers and the presidents of these countries started blaming this is because of USSR involvement in their countries. This kind of law and order issues are happening. Now we have to stop the spread of communism, communist ideology. This is how. Friends in war not became friends in peace. This led to different proxy wars across the world. One reason, so here one of the reasons is ideology of communism and Russian Revolution. Ideology of communism. The roots of the Cold War going back to Russian Revolution in which year? 1917. World War II ended, common enemy eliminated, but once again this resurfaced. After Russian Revolution in 1917, within Russia, civil war took place. That civil war, it was against capitalists versus communists. What is this capitalism and communism? Already we have discussed. Once again, I am touching here. Suppose if a communist country is there, the leader of communism, president, consider if there is a person, a country, capitalist country, here also leader called president, head of the nation, president, and other one prime minister, leader. Ultimately what they want, whether it's president or prime minister, leader of any country, what wanted development. What about this leader? This leader also wanted development. Goal is development. If this leader believes in this ideology, he or she wanted this development through nationalization of resources. What that means? Land, it is not belong to any particular person, it belongs to the nation. Water belongs to the nation. Minerals belongs to the nation. Factories belong to the nation. Everything nation. Now if everything if everything controlled by state, nation means under the leadership of president or prime minister, now we are calling invisible entity called state. If everything is controlled by state, everything is controlled by the nation, now welfare means what? The responsibility is to provide education, healthcare, employment, pensions, everything have to be taken care by the state only. Now you are owning, it's like if a person is having money and that person only have to take care of, that person only has to take care of the needs of the other people. This is what this ideology. On the other hand, if a country is like this, here also development, But in this, who will create, who will work in factories? Who will work in hospitals? Who will teach in schools? Everything controlled by state. It will plan. It will plan. It's like a planned economy. When it comes to this, it says state cannot control every element of the person, society. Society is very vast. And also, society has some needs like food, like water, like healthcare. Freedom is also a need. And that freedom also important for the development of the country also, because freedom gives creativity. Even if you provide every facility, but if you are locked up in a jail, then creativity will not flourish. That person will not feel happy. The real happiness lies along with this another element that is called freedom. And if you have the freedom, automatically all these developments also will take care. That's what this side will belong. That freedom. In this, land is a private property. Private property, that means if a person have 5 acres, let them earn. And if they earn more, 10 acres, 20 acres, 100 acres, the more hard work they do, the more money they will earn. That is the reward for the hard work. That is the reward for merit. When it comes to this, that system will not develop. Creativity will not be there. But here creativity will be there. Fundamentally, they also wanted development. This side also wanted development. But here freedom is very crucial. Here distribution of the resources is very central part of this ideology. So what now? Why there needs to be conflict of interest? This is also good only. This is also good only. Let different countries follow their own ideology. Let them develop. Then why this Cold War? What is the then? Where is the conflict here? The conflict here comes if it is a capitalist country. For example, USA believed in this. It is USSR, Russia. The problem here is, here leader, majority people are depending on this kind of ideology. It doesn't mean 100% believe in this only. Because 100% of the people are not rich. In this also people are there, workers are there, peasants are there, people are living in slums, people are not getting education facilities, healthcare facilities. Those whoever having the money, they are able to get this. Those who do not have money, what about those people? Who will take care of them? This is where all the 100% of the people in this country are not rich. These poor people want their leader, their president, their prime minister follow communist principles. They follow communist principles. If they don't follow these communist principles, they get angry because they are living in hungry, they are living in poverty, they are living in slums, unemployed, inflation increases, but their income will not increase. Ultimately, whatever they are earning, they are able to survive. Then where they will enjoy real freedom? If every day they are struggling for the food, what is the meaning of freedom for them? One day they will decide, they will take the inspiration like this. And here also, this kind of system did not evolve with the peaceful means. They created a revolution, a Russian revolution. In Russia, people have taken weapons and created this kind of system. Similarly now, these people also one day will take weapons and wanted to overthrow this system and wanted to establish this system. But those who are in power will see this as a law and order problem. Because when the moment you take weapons, then it creates law and order trouble. Now these people start attacking the factories, these people start attacking the landlord, these people start attacking the rich people. Now, if there is no safety for private property, then what is the reason? Then why president is there? Why prime minister is there? If private property is not able to protect law and order, that's where they wanted to suppress that kind of ideology. This person calls them minority. If there is any kind of minority but wanted to overthrow this government through armed struggle, we will not accept. That is the fundamental ideology of capitalist. So simply, I am following freedom as the fundamental principles. Everybody, if you are rich also, whether you are poor also, you will get freedom. You work hard, and if you earn money, it is your money. You get, you enjoy. But the poor people, first of all, they don't have any money. Then what is the meaning of freedom? That's why we are living in this country. These resources, we are also having the share in these resources. You take some policies. Otherwise, we will take weapons and we will overthrow you. Now, those who are already in power will not encourage such kind of issues. They will try to suppress. Through police, through military, they will suppress. Now, if they suppress, they will try to get the support from someone. Who is that someone? This someone is this one. Now, will this leader interfere? This is another country. This is another country. Will this leader interfere for the sake of this small few people? Will this leader support them or not? Should he support them or not? Multiple questions will come. First of all, should he support? This ideology says it is not only about one country, it is about the entire world. Russian Revolution believed that in one part of the globe, this became successful because in Russia also, once upon a time like this, now because of this revolution, we became successful. Let us support the people, workers who are suffering in this land. Also, we should support. If our fellow brothers, comrades, they called comrades, our fellow brothers and sisters, if they are suffering from this particular land, we should go and support them. We should support them. We should support them. This is where the struggle. If that ideology restricts to one country, no issue. But if the leader of this region believes, now in this area, Marxist ideology became true. Now, entire world should see the similar kind of revolution so that entire Karl Marx ideology becomes global, because ideology of Karl Marx is global one. Now, as a result, they wanted to support their workers and peasants, fellow brothers. According to them, they wanted to support. Now, if they take support from outside the country for overthrowing the existing government, and this government is legitimate because they participated in democracy, they elected. Legitimately they elected. Now some people with foreign support coming with weapons and overthrowing, it is illegal. It is illegal. That's why they wanted to suppress that kind of movements. And whenever this leader gives support them, now this leader also becomes enemy to this leader. This is what exactly the core issue is. Now what they want? How many areas we can stop this? Here also similar kind of problem will come. Here also similar kind of problem will come. Here also similar kind of problem. Here also similar kind of problem. If you want to solve this problem, you have to stop this. If you want to stop this, you have to stop this. That's where now this area started taking leadership, that it declared one day. President of USA one day declared that we will stop communism in our land. We will not compromise on democracy, freedom. We love freedom because we fought with the British Empire for that freedom only. Now we will not surrender that. Not only we fight within our land, but we support wherever other people are also there. If any government, if any country wanted to stop this kind of violent armed struggle, we will support them. So simply what he is saying, I am pro-freedom. If any country is loving freedom, I am here to support you. Now it became like this leader wanted to spread communism, global revolution. This leader wanted to spread freedom across the globe. This leader said, just now only we fought against Hitler, against Mussolini, against Japan to protect this freedom. Again, if we see this kind of violence again, then there is no meaning for this Second World War. We should stop communism. Wherever communism goes, we will go there and we will stop. Ultimately, we will defeat the root of this problem here also. This created ideological struggle. I hope it is very clear. You are understanding what is the Cold War means. Now, it is same thing. Now, if this leader support one person, this leader will say, I am here to support you. Because this ideology, in the name of freedom, they are exploiting you. I am here to protect you. You follow this, and I am here to support you ideologically, weapons-wise, military-wise, and economic-wise. This leader also says, I am here to protect the freedom. I am here with money. I am here with military. I am here with moral support to you. So money, military, moral support. This leader also offered to some people. That leader also offered to some people. Now what is happening? Within a country, for example, if you take within a country, take like Vietnam. And every country, you will see the political struggle. Every person is ambitious to become president, to become prime minister, to become the ruler of that area. One leader will take inspiration from them. They will get training from here. Another leader will take training from here. Now, these two leaders start fighting. On the ground, Vietnam people will start fighting against each other. That is hot war between them. Civil war. Vietnam people only will start fighting. Korean people, Korea, they themselves will start fighting. One part of Korea wanted communism, one part of Korea wanted capitalism. They themselves only will start fighting, civil war. They will go and support the respective one. They will go and support a communist leader, and they will go and support a capitalist leader. This is what proxy. It is their fight. Suppose if they fight with each other, they will stop in 1 year, 2 years, depending on the country size. But because of the involvement of these big powers, these wars continued for decades. 1 decade, 2 decades, 10 years, 20 years continued. In Afghanistan, one person go here, one leader get this, one leader get this support. This is how Cold War means. It is the war between this bloc, USS or this side, and USA at this side. It is their ideological struggle, but they fought their war in some other territory through their proxies. That's what Cold War. Here also, in Cuba, Cold War. In Cuba itself, people will divide, people fight, and one group will get the support from USA, another group will get support from Russia. As a result, in multiple places, fundamental ideological difference, I hope you are very clear. They wanted to spread capitalism and they wanted to spread communism. Fine, but what ultimately USA will get? If they take this much risk, if they promote capitalism and freedom in world, what ultimately they will get? There should be some kind of benefit. If they are business people, if they are pro-business, pro-money making, pro-wealth creation, then they will see some kind of business in this also. They see, if suppose if it is a democratic country, and they will become friends. And now this area becomes a market for these products. Their friends. Now, if it fall into communism, now their companies cannot come. Now they will lose the market. That is how. Now you see, they will have their own agenda. They can produce their products and they can export their products to these countries. They become clients. They become market. So this much risk they can take. On the other hand, why these people will create this much risk? Why they will take this much risk? They wanted that it is their victory. It is their glory. And again, their products also will be sold in this. They also will get the market. They also needed economic power, economic growth, and they can also export. This is how politically they become powerful, economically they become powerful, and they create glory. Again, in the name of glory, in the name of prevailing the prestige, in the name of maintaining the status, in the name of taking the leadership of the world, they started fighting in different places called proxy wars. So far, it's clear? Now, let me write causes, then you will understand one by one. This how. Number one, when it comes to causes, number one, Russian Revolution, it created ideological struggle difference. Second one, World War II ended European leadership. European leadership, two World War, World War I, World War II, UK, France, Germany, Italy, everything destroyed. Now they cannot maintain their colonies also. Many became independent. Collapsed. Empires themselves collapsed. Empires collapsed. United Kingdom was not able to maintain their colonies. France could not do that. Empires collapsed, independent countries emerged. When European leadership ended, when many countries became independent, who is going to lead and who will take the benefit of it? United Kingdom has built an empire. It created legacy. It created history. One of the proud moments in United Kingdom's history is this time period only. Sun never sets on their empire. They have created history. Now, who is going to take this opportunity? This is what leadership vacuum. Vacuum of leadership. Now there is an opportunity. Who can take this opportunity and become leader and create your own legacy? That's what. Now, two people became competitors. One is USSR, another one is USA. USA wanted to become, I am the leader. USSR also wanted, I will become the leader. But if they are having the same kind of ideology, there will be competition, cooperation, and they spread. They will split. But here, ideologically different, that's where they wanted their own clients. Or simply, we will not use the clients. They want their own allies, supporters. And they wanted their own supporters. Now, as a result, what happened? World itself divided into two blocks. Capitalist bloc and communist bloc. So this leadership vacuum, no one is there. Two contenders came to power. Now they became They wanted to become the leaders, but ideologically they are different. That's why before one person take the leadership and other person wanted to preserve it. Competition created. This led to Cold War. Ideological struggle, Cold War. 2, leadership vacuum. Third one, nuclear weapons. This also created Cold War. USA created first bomb. When USA created first bomb in 1945, USA felt that I am leader of the world. I want to become the leader of the world. I am the leader of the world. For some time, no one has challenged this. But USSR also created nuclear bomb. After a few years, in 1949-50, they also created. Now, the moment they created, other countries now have the opportunity either to go with USA or to go with the USSR. Now they have two people, two vendors. If you consider like a client, now client has two vendors. Either you can go with USA or USSR. Now it became competition between these two. Now who is going? Already ideologically different. Already they fought in 1917 onwards. They were continuously, there is a struggle. Now they have seen it is an opportunity to have their own respective clients. This bomb has created Cold War. They were not able to fight directly because USA is afraid of the nuclear bombs of USSR. USSR is afraid of USA. That's why no direct war, but Cold War. Because they know each other that if I attack, I am also going to be affected. If they attack, they are also going to be affected. That's why they were not able to go for direct war, but indirectly they were competing for this. Nuclear weapons. Now, fourth one, decolonization. What is the decolonization? It created many independent countries. Many independent countries. Now, these many independent countries are poor. Every poor person get attracted towards communism only. Because it talks about food, it talks about hungry, it talks about hunger, it talks about distribution of the resources. Because during colonization, colonial masters enjoyed all the resources, people were poor. Now the moment they became independent, they naturally want distribution of those resources. Naturally they will get attracted towards this. But if everybody now, most of the world became colonies during before World War II. After World War II, many of the countries became independent. If every independent country attracted towards USSR, now USA, to whom they will sell their products? Because they are thriving on capitalism. They are thriving on industrial products. Only industries will survive only when there is someone to purchase them. Then how will they survive? If every country attracted towards USSR, then whatever USSR is producing, they will purchase from USSR only. Then who will purchase American products? Capitalism. Capitalism thrives on that. During colonization also, British colonization, British capitalism is all about that. India became deindustrialized. India became exporter of raw material. India became the just a consumer of the products developed by industries of United Kingdom. Now, who will purchase USA products? That is how. That's where now to protect their economic interests, they have to. It is their survival also. It's not that simply they have a bomb, they want to take leadership. Why someone want to take the leadership if there is no benefit at all? And in fact, USA did not take the leadership of anyone, any world till World War I. After World War I also, American president only told there should be one organization called League of Nations. President decided that we will be part of, America is going to be part of League of Nations. But after going home, when he gave this idea to the parliament, that is called Senate, and they told, we will not support this idea because we should not unnecessarily involve in the wars of Europe. We developed because of, we are away from European conflicts. That's why we should follow isolationism. Isolation is best for us. That only developed America. We will remind that. They did not even participate in League of Nations. But after Second World War, why they only have taken the leadership of that we are not following the policy of isolationism. We are actively participating in old community, old affairs. Now I am going to take the leadership. Why? Because otherwise it becomes their survival issue itself. If every country do not produce, if every country do not take their products, then how they will become economically how they will grow. So it is not only issue of ideology, it is the practically also they have their own issues, economic interests are also there. That's where politically they want to take leadership, but economic interests are also there. That's where decolonization, many independent countries came. Now they are poor, they naturally attracted towards the communism. In India also, that's why many socialist parties in India, Communist Party also very popular in India. In fact, everywhere Communist Party across the world before 1959, they came to power with revolution through violence only. India is the only country, first country without violence, communist came to power through elections. It's very unique and interesting one, India's case. Kerala is the first state in India which has seen Communist Party come to power democratically. Here it is not coming with violence, it came through ballot only, not with a bullet. You can see, India also inspired by this. So that is so, because poor people, distribution, that's what Indians were fighting against Jamindars, against royal families, against capitalists. That's where this also inspired, India also inspired. Decolonization, many African countries. As a result, USA also competed for their economic interest. USSR also competed for their economic interests. This is how these are broadly the issues about causes for Cold War. Consequence, whole world divided into two camps. Consequence, world divided into two camps. After Second World War, Russia occupied Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe. Now, wherever it occupied, Russia imposed communist governments. And the Western European countries are afraid. Now, it created Iron Curtain. In the words of Winston Churchill, who was Prime Minister during World War II of United Kingdom, he told, there is an Iron Curtain within Europe, it is dividing democracies and communists. Communists do not believe in democracy, one party, one leader, so strong leader. But here, democracy, freedom. So that's what. Divided in Europe, divided India, divided Vietnam, divided Korea. So that's what North Korea, South Korea, it divided because of communist versus capitalism only. Vietnam war, 20 years Vietnam war happened because of this proxy war. Afghanistan war took place because of this only. And in fact, India also got divided, India and Pakistan, because of this issue only. Because Indian National Congress leadership was more inclined towards Russia. United Kingdom wanted to preserve, after Second World War, they want to maintain their hold. They need some allies. That's why they need some allies. And they divided Indian empire into two parts, Pakistan and India, so that main one land may not be supporter of capitalism, but other land is supporter. And that is visible after Second World War. The moment Pakistan got independence, Pakistan became strong supporter of USA. USA used Pakistan soil to spy over Russia, because you can see this is very close to Russia. Pakistan bases, Peshawar bases were used by America to spy over this land. And it became part of the military bloc also. And here, America created one military bloc called NATO also. Divided, militarily divided, politically divided, everywhere different. And as a response to this, they also created Warsaw Pact into two. Now, newly independent countries, what they have to do? They just came out of clutches of the colonial people. Earlier, French was controlling, English people were controlling. Now America is controlling and Russia is controlling. Then where is their independence? Some countries, here India's role will come, non-alignment movement came. India, Indonesia, Egypt, Yugoslavia, they joined hands and they told, we are not enemies of this, we are not enemies of this also. We are friends to everyone. We don't want to be controlled by any of them. We are equidistant. So USSR on one side, USA on the other side. If India is there, India wants friendship from USA also, friendship from USSR also. And in fact, Indian foreign policy also, from USA, we were getting food because we were very poor, not able to produce. Population is growing, we are not able to produce that much food. We are importing food. And we were also having the problem of law and order and also borders issue. We are importing weapons. Likewise. Therefore, it is very, very important development that took place, that is non-alignment movement. Divided non-alignment. Third one, United Nations also sometimes not able to solve wherever superpower. This is called superpower. This is called superpower. USA and USSR dominated United Nations. If there is any kind of conflict between them, that cannot be resolved. If there is any kind of other party conflict, then they can resolve. Therefore, United Nations also not able to solve some of the issues. Like in case of India, Indian Prime Minister took the Kashmir issue to United Nations, but here USA, friend of Pakistan, has seen the Kashmir issue through the prism of Cold War, and it did not solve strongly. The case is very much clear that in favor of India, but USA has a veto and they have favored Pakistan because they need the support of Pakistan to counter USSR. That's where Cold War calculations led to the crisis. Israel issue, in multiple places it was going on. So United Nations also not able to solve some issues wherever this Cold War is involved. Up to 1990s, it continued. In 1990s, USSR itself collapsed. It is not able to manage domestically and internationally. Economically, it is not able to solve. They themselves started facing the issues internally. As a result, it collapsed. One consequence of this, both sides created many technologies. First man-made rocket, first man-made mission went to space because of this. Nuclear arms race, space race, many technologies developed because both sides are competing to match others' technology. A lot of technological developments took place. When they developed the first nuclear weapon, USSR proudly say, I am the person who developed the first satellite. And they send the first satellite to the space. And now, USA told, if you send the first satellite, I will send the first man to the space. Neil Armstrong was set foot on first time on moon from USA. That's how technology also, space race, technological race, military race, arms race started. And as a result, it always created danger of World War III. But somehow United Nations is able to resolve this crisis. And nowadays also, whenever issue comes between Russia and USA, this Cold War legacy sometimes is to come. All right. With this, we will end Cold War. Understand the reasons for Cold War, why ideologically they were against each other, different type of conflicts across the world, and what are the consequences. With this, we have ended Cold War part in chapter number 12. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.